All right, welcome back, mathematicians. So, what we're going to talk about now is more radical expressions. This time, I'm going to talk about a conjugate here. So, I have some expression at the bottom. I think I could simplify it. And the way I want to do it is that I want to think about my difference of squares, right? So, if I remember back, I think from the last chapter, we can square both of these if we multiply it by a very specific expression, right? So in this case, this expression is going to be square root of 2 minus square root of 7. Okay? Um, and again, if this part right here on this whole thing is just going to be 1, right? Anything over itself is going to be 1, right? There you go. Square root of 2 minus square root of 7 over square root of 2 minus square root of 7 is 1, right? It doesn't matter what those numbers are. I know it's going to be 1. So I'm not changing this number at all because I'm multiplying by 1. As we know, when you multiply by 1, it doesn't change your number. However, it is going to change the look of it drastically. Okay, so let's see what this guy looks like. First things first, I'll have 6 times square root of 2 minus square root of 7. Notice that I'm keeping it in the parentheses. Next, we have what I wanted to happen is I wanted to square both of these, and that's exactly what does happen. So I end up with the 2, just what's inside the square root, minus 7. Again, just what's inside the square root. There we go. That is good for us. Okay, so let's move on. We can expand this out if we want to. It doesn't matter too much. I'll just start by subtracting 2 minus 7, so that's negative 5. Okay, now let's go ahead and do that top part. Why not? So this is 6 radical 2 minus 6 radical 7 all over negative 5. Okay, and typically we want to get rid of this negative if we can. We can actually move it to the top. So we can go negative 6 radical 2 minus 6 radical 7 all over 5. Okay, I'm just moving a negative 1 to the top. Still doesn't change my number at all. All right, so then I distribute that negative. And this may not be necessary for every single problem. We might not have a negative in the denominator every time. This will give me negative 6 radical 2 plus 6 radical 7 all over 5. And typically we can put things nicely in order here. So that's going to be 6 radical 7. So we'll have 6 radical 7 minus 6 radical 2 all over 5. There we go. That's our answer. Okay. Let's take a look at another example. Something like this. If we want to simplify that, this is our second example. And what I do is I treat this kind of like a slightly different expression. Well, so we know that we can take this guy, this radical form, and turn it into a rational expression. And then when we do that, this 1/3 distributes out. Also, I know that 8 is 2 cubed, so I'll rewrite that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify from here. Z to the 7th is to the 1/3 power. So 2 to the 3rd over 3. We're going to have x to the 6th over 3. Y to the 4th over 3. Z to the 7th over 3. So again, all I did was distribute the 1/3, and I got 2 to the 3 over 3, x to the 6 over 3, y to the 4 over 3, and z to the 7 over 3. Okay. So 2 to the 3 over 3, that's just a 1. So 2 to the first power is just a 2. This is x to the second power, so that's a 2. This is going to be y to the, well, I can simplify this as I want, so let's do that. 1 to 1 1/3 as a as a mixed number, and z is equal to 2 1/3. Okay. Okay, so next thing I want to do is rewrite this so it's a little bit nicer. So I have 2x squared. This is just going to be a y, so that's going to be the 1. This is going to be z squared, so again, that's the 2. And I'm going to have to the cubed root, I put everything else. So I have the 1/3 y, so I have one of those. And I have z to the 1/3, one of those, okay? So this guy, these two end up going right here. And these guys, this 1 and 2, end up going right here and right here. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure that you try and do this problem to get your stamp, okay? I'm not looking for perfection, but I should see a little bit of effort there so that we can work with that, okay? Make sure you're paying attention to the notes. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.